Welcome back to Into the Riot. Today, it's your home where consulting your heartache happens. I'm Mike Garmeyer and here with brother Kevin. Kevin, the circus called Inter Miami came into Sandy and the Fortress finally took a hit. Perfect record at home is now officially dead. But the season is very much alive. Inter Miami comes into Sandy, ends RSL's perfect home streak with a 2-0 loss. But the season, I believe, is still very alive. We're here to break the match down, talk about Luna's new red bandage, why the match turned into a rugby match, and hopefully talk some of you, if that needs be, down off the ledge. We've got a lot to get through before the boys head off to LA, play the Galaxy this weekend. So let's get right into it.
St. Clair sucks!
Look, the Fortress finally took a hit last night. The RSL entered into this match on a heater of a record of 5-1-1, coming off a dominant performance, 4-2 win against San Diego. God, we didn't get the result we wanted. They played so well, Kevin. Miami scored 2 bangers within 60 seconds of each other in the 83rd minute. First loss at home this season, and the perfect home record officially snapped. Anything you want to bring up?
Oh, there's probably too much to bring up, but yeah, I mean, it was hard to watch. It was hard to see. The boys did good. I felt they deserved a little bit better of an outcome, but it is what it is, and I guess we'll break it down here.
Yeah, let's go. Let's first, I guess, let's just talk about the first half. What did you see in the first half that was good, bad?
Well, I think the first half, I think Miami, they had a good game plan for us, and they played it well. I mean, we had a hard time really. I felt getting anything going that first half. We did have a couple pretty good counterattacks, and we had a couple good shots. We had a goal that went in that got called back for offsides. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot to take from that first half, and I felt that if we got that goal in, different game.
Yeah, different game indeed. I think. Do you think that there was a little bit of wide-eyed, starstruck emotions in some of these players, some of our boys on the field?
I'm sure there was. I mean, you look at even just the fan base. I mean, I'm sure we have a little bit to talk about that, but it, it was loud for Real, and I loved it. I felt that the crowd was there for him, but there was just a lot of Miami, a lot of Messi, and when Miami scored, if it was Messi scoring, I could almost understand the cheering, but man, it wasn't even Messi, and it was just about as loud as when we scored our first goal.
Yeah, yeah. We'll certainly touch on the fans in a moment, but in the first half, Miami they came in with like you said, a great game plan for this match, and it kind of thwarted what Real Salt Lake has done all season. I mean, total shots in the first half, Miami had 10 to our 2.
Yeah.
We had 1 shot on target, they had 2 shots on target. Touches in the box, Miami had 17 to our 5. I think it goes to a little bit of the way they set their defensive block up and where they set their defensive block up. Because they set it up like right in the middle of the field. They compacted in the middle third of the pitch. And I thought it was interesting because that's where they kind of split teams open. That's how Real has split teams open to get down and to get into dangerous spots. And I thought that Miami did a very, very good job. But we go into the other thing. It was let me see if we can. Oh yes, so fouls committed. They had 5 to our 8, and we'll kind of get into this a little bit. But man, I just thought that they let Miami play a certain game, and it was a different game. It was a much more physical game than they allowed RSL to play.
Yeah. And
I think that sole specific thing in this match was the difference. Was completely the difference in the match. The 2-goal deficit, that wasn't anything that played into this match, except for the fact that it helped Miami to win this match. But I think that was a big indicator of what happened. It was really quite disappointing to see that kind of officiating.
Yep.
In the second half, what do you got?
Well, we came out almost like a different team. We had a little bit more pressure on them. I don't know if it really made a big difference, but I think the weather kind of turned, and we for that 15-20 minutes that it was raining and a little colder, I think it took Miami out a little bit. But the one thing that I think the team did really well at was, and I think this was their big key point, was just kind of shutting Messi down. Messi really didn't get to do a lot this game.
Yeah, you got to give credit to Kalaskin. He again, I think he goes unnoticed in so many matches, and to me, he had a very hard assignment to be able to make sure that he knew where Lionel Messi was at all time.
Yep.
And the way, I'm not going to say he shut him down, but he slowed him down. I haven't seen Messi. He didn't show frustration, but I know he was frustrated. I mean, he was knocked down. He had probably 95, 97% of his shots blocked.
Yeah.
And he had some passes intercepted, which never happens to Messi.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes Messi Messi. That's what makes him so dangerous, is not his shooting, not his goals, but the way he breaks down a defense and where he places the ball for his teammates. And we said it at the game last night. Messi deserves better. He deserves better teammates.
Oh yeah.
Because if it wasn't for Messi making things happen, because they looked for him at the beginning of when they started to enter their attacking third, our defensive third, they looked for him. Everything stopped. They're looking for him. They get the ball into him. That's how their attacking position goes.
Yeah, there was a few times they had kind of almost breakaways and they'd slow it up, wait for Messi. It's like,
very much so. So, like you said, it was a completely different story in the second half. 9 shots to 9 shots. 3 on target for RSL, 5 on target for Miami. 2 of those goes in at late in the match. 120 minutes of no goal. In the second half, they outplayed them. I think they controlled most of the second half, probably all of the second half except for 60 seconds. They kind of got lost in the moment, and I think maybe the underexperienced younger team probably dropped their head for that amount of time, and I think that was the difference of the game.
I saw a post on Facebook, actually. They were talking about how they were proud of the boys. A lot of people don't understand that 70% of this Miami team is experienced foreign players, and they have 4 starters that are like epic players that have been epic players, and for the 70% of the players that are foreign, most of them are playing for their national teams. So, yeah, we lost the game, and we didn't want to see that, but we have a young team, and we don't have all the national playing players and all this stuff, and we did really well. I mean, we went 80 minutes with them, and there hasn't been very many teams that have been able to do that.
Yeah. I we used to have a saying, it's not the result we wanted, but it's the experience we needed.
Mhm.
And you're not going to learn anything by just winning every game. No one learns anything from that. You gain confidence from that, but I think you gain more confidence from fixing the mistakes that were made.
Yeah.
Now, let's kind of blend that into our fan base. I hope our fan base is just unexperienced and learning the same way, because I hope for the rest of time, I hope for every match I ever go to at America First Stadium that we don't see any other colored jersey. Go out and buy a red or a blue t-shirt, for crying out loud. I understand that Messi's is a great player. Probably the world's, and the game of football, soccer, they're probably the best player that's ever played
Yep.
on Pele's level. But you got to
Yeah.
come and support the home boys.
Well, it's just like we were talking, we were sitting there in line waiting for food, and I wouldn't have even been mad of having like 60-70% of that field or stadium filled up with Messi jerseys if it was a Barcelona jersey. They're the same colors.
Yeah.
It's still repping our colors, but you can like Messi, you can be there to support him and stuff, but support the crest. Like it was so fun to see that stadium packed, and I just wish we could get it back to that for just our boys.
Yeah. And I think we will. I'm personally glad that this is over.
Well, yeah, me too.
The build up and the fanfare and all the overdone BS that we really conjured up ourselves. I'm
Mhm.
just glad. I'm glad the circus is gone. It can go back to Miami, and we'll deal with it hopefully in the final. Because
Yeah.
I would. There's not another opponent that I would like to play other than Miami in the final.
Yeah.
If that's where RSL ends up, because
Yep.
that's who I want. Because I think it's going to
Yeah.
be a completely different game.
Oh, yeah.
So fans, come on, either jump on the bandwagon or just get off. Go follow Miami wherever they go.
Yep.
Leave those seats to the people that actually want to watch RSL win. Okay, Kevin, let's get into some topics that might be, maybe even me and you have opposite opinions of these things.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Gozo for a minute. Is he in the place where we need him? Is he in the position where we need him?
Uh, I don't know.
This is a
It
tough one. This is a
it
tough
it
one.
it really is, 'cause he has done so well where he's at this season. But you look at last season, I don't even remember how many goals that he ended up with, but he just he had more opportunities to score, and he's a good finisher. It's hard to say that he's not doing as good in this position this year. Yeah, he might not be scoring, but he's still setting people up, and his defensive skills are something that I didn't know that he had until this season.
Yeah, I think he's got 3 assists on the season and 2 goals.
Yep.
That's that's pretty impressive stats for a wingback, a
Yeah.
fullback. It's pretty impressive. But do you think that we're sacrificing his energy to play corner flag to corner flag and to play defense, or should we be using another player in that position to do that and put him up and use that energy to go toward goal?
I think it's hard, just with the formation we're using and the players that we have. It's so hard to like say where to put everyone because I think we could have Yedlin play what Gozo is playing, especially
Mm-hmm.
if oh
Quentin?
Quinton is healthy. Because I mean, with him being part of that three center back, I liked it. I thought it was very strong, and having Yedlin as that right wing back, fullback, I think it would work, and then we could put Gozo in the mid, or uh, but then someone else is going to be having to sit right, and
Yeah.
that's where it's hard. I mean, it's a good problem. We've said it, but we have so many players that I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a tough question.
Yeah. I mean, you talk about Yedlin playing this position and that sort of thing. What about, the starting lineup? We had the starting lineup an hour before the match started, before warm-ups, was Yedlin, Gladden, and Engel in the back.
Mm,
Well, Engel took a knock, re-aggravated an injury that he, I guess, had in San Diego's match,
yeah.
and Jean-Claude comes in and he played a phenomenal game.
Yeah, coach said probably the best he's ever, played in Claret and Cobalt.
Yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable. It's just it's so I bet it's so calming for the coaching staff, and it's so fun to watch as a fan that these guys come off the bench and we don't skip a beat.
Yeah,
Now, I think in a couple games we have, and I think Pablo has addressed that. Uh, with Hizarkani, man, it just looked like he struggled for the second time he showed up on the field to me. But it's tough to come into a climate of the game at that point where it's freezing cold. You're trying to warm up the best you can, and you're going in and you're trying to catch up to the match speed of what's already been playing. I think that is a tough uh, thing to ask of a player. But again, they're professional. I think he loosened up and he made some good stuff. But man, when he first came out, it was a little bit rough.
yeah, he looked a
Uh,
little lost.
yeah, and especially I think Pablo at the post game interview, he was talking about they went to was it a 3-10 set formation where they had 3 10s on the field instead of.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if I might have missed that part of it.
Yeah, so I mean maybe it was two, but yeah, I mean it was a little bit different way of playing that formation. So maybe that was the issue, because it's always good and fine when you're training and you're using these new different styles within the system, but it's a whole nother thing to implement that on the pitch when you're actually in a league match.
Yeah. He's also, 18.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
like you said, I mean, he just like everyone else, he's grown up watching Messi, probably one of his favorite players, and it's tough.
Sure.
I'm sure that it was tougher. I mean, all of them, but for sure, someone that's 18 to come into a game like that, like you said, being cold, it's already 100 miles an hour, and you to catch up to all that. So yeah, no, he did look lost, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything negative about the kid because
Yeah,
he's been a wonder boy for Real Salt Lake this year. and it's going to be fun to watch him develop. And the fun thing about this whole thing too, Kobe Henry, he was available last night. Didn't know that he was going to be available. So was Pablo Ruiz. So I
Oh, yeah.
think we're getting healthy.
Yeah.
I think we're getting healthy. I think that's going to help the back line stay healthy. Sanabria was a surprise to see coming onto the pitch last night,
Yep.
and he changed the game. I thought he changed the game by himself.
No, he did. Yeah.
I can't wait till he's back into that starting 11 and just ripping
Yep.
again. So yeah, it's tough to know where Gozo should go. I think Gozo's doing a great job at this position, but I was thinking about this last night. I just wonder if we're wasting a little bit
Yeah.
attack wise. But then again, he just puts the ball in dangerous spots too from that position. So I don't know. You got to trust Pablo. You got to trust the system. You got to trust the thought behind it, and just, I guess, keep moving forward. This is one game, and it wasn't even a conference game. It doesn't really matter. It matters, I guess, in the what is it? The MLS,
The Shield.
The Shield. But that's a piece of hardware that I guess you want to win it, but I think I'm kind of the one that's, you can take it or leave it.
Yeah.
We want the big one.
Yep.
Does losing to Miami, does it mean anything about our home field advantage at America First Stadium?
No, I don't think so. Like you said, it was a circus, and even though it was our home field, I feel like anywhere Miami goes, it becomes their home field, and I think that there's just so much pressure and so much craziness going on through behind these games with Miami that it makes it really hard to concentrate on what's at hand. And I'm not worried about it. I think that we're gonna bounce back. I think the American First Field will still be strong for us, and I think we'll be hard to beat. I I don't really take this Miami loss too like it's gonna be too much of a deal for us.
Yeah, I don't either, as far as the players' mentality, but man, I think if you have any other officiating team, RSL comes away with a point.
Yeah, that one's hard to say too, because I'm not real happy with any of the officiating in the MLS lately. With I think we talked about it, and I think there might have been one game so far this season at home that has been decently reffed. The rest of them, we don't catch breaks. We can't even waste time for 30 seconds before we're getting whistled at, and I don't know what it is, but we have a hard time with refs.
Yeah, that is a good point. I mean, late in the game when Olantunji came on, well, couldn't come on
Hmm.
for Solans, because Solans took maybe 2 more seconds to get off the field after getting pretty much beaten and raped by freaking Falcone.
Yeah.
They made RSL play down a man for probably, what, 4 or 5 minutes?
Right, and the thing of it is it didn't even take him that long to get off.
No, and
I mean,
it wasn't walking.
yeah. You've seen, especially when teams are up, they sub, even the guys will walk off and nothing happens. I just don't understand why Real gets such crap at even their home field. They just don't get any breaks, I feel, from the reffing.
Yeah, St. Clair took, I don't know, he probably took 30 seconds off the clock every single time the ball went over the end line down by
Yeah.
his goal.
Yeah, and the
By the
ref
way,
what's that?
by the way, did I tell you that he sucks?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, He's something else. I don't know. He's always been that way. I'm sure he's with that way with every team, but man, when he was with Minnesota, and I remember him being one of the games at home, and I mean, the game had just started and he was wasting time, and it's so hard to watch, and especially when those refs just turn their back and they don't worry about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they need to be more. I mean, maybe they ought to. I just don't know. I wish I knew the process of holding these referees accountable for what they're making their money for.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish I could find out what that is. Oh well, we're moving on. It's water under the bridge, and we're going on. So does this loss help, or is it going to hinder in heading into LA to play the Galaxy?
I think it will help. If anything, I mean, Pablo's a very intelligent coach, and I don't think that the guys played bad. And yes, there were some things that they needed to work on a little bit, but I think LA, you just go in and you play like you have the rest of the season has been. That high pressure tempo, control in the middle. I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. I kind of wonder what happened in the first 7 minutes of the match last, because they were playing that and they almost got Miami a couple times,
Yeah.
and then they all of a sudden just sat back. And
Yep.
I don't know exactly what. I didn't see if there is anything that was very dominant that happened in the match at that point. I didn't see it, unless it
No.
was Falcone's ridiculous way he's playing defense and that he was allowed to play defense. I
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what happened, but they just kind of stopped doing what they normally do.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know either. It was weird because yeah, I was expecting. I wanted the high pressure, the high tempo against this team, but yeah, something happened and they kind of it's like that spooked them and they sat
Yeah,
back.
yeah, and that's going to happen with a young team.
Yep.
And like you said, RSL played well.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was a player that did not play well. And they created chances. They controlled long stretches of the match. But I mean, it all goes away when the score's 2-0,
Yeah.
and it's just it it was it was just really weird how it all ended. I mean, it was such a buzz, and then all of a sudden this this huge lead. I just remember sitting, sinking back into my seat. It's like, oh my word, what just happened?
Yeah. That was the whole stadium too. I mean, it was loud all the way up until that 80th minute, whenever it was that they scored, and it just like all the buzz was just gone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's bring up an old argument that we had early in some of our early episodes. You know, do we want to spend 30 million on three good system players, or do we want to spend 30 million on an elite player that can flip a game like what happened to Real Salt Lake last night?
Yeah, but I don't know if we're talking about that one player being Messi, I mean, yes, he kind of flipped it because all eyes were on him, but to me, he didn't really do anything that special.
No, well, I'm going to argue with you that, because Messi, he to me he mesmerized me. He is so good running north and south, and then all of a sudden east and west, and he doesn't lose a step. And what amazed me last night about him is when he passed the ball, how fast he left that spot to the next spot.
Yeah.
That's why he walks the rest of the game.
Yeah.
It was pretty amazing, but I it's not that I'm thinking that we should do that, and we should go chase after a Messi type player that can flip a game like that.
Mhm.
I think RSL is perfect exactly the way they were. Maybe we should use that $30 million to bribe some refs. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's what Miami's doing. Well, I think it probably is, because Messi is basically, he owns the MLS.
He really does.
They changed the TV schedule. They've changed the way players are paid, everything because of the Messi effect.
Yep.
And I will stand by that. I will argue that all day, all night long.
Well, and I think it was the foul Bearings had on Luna, and he it wasn't a hard foul or anything. Might have been a little bit from behind, but I felt it was pretty soft. And Messi turns around to the ref and does the action for a card, and here it comes. I don't
Yeah.
think the ref was even thinking about it until he saw Messi do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think RS Real Salt Lake were the only ones starstruck last night.
Oh yeah.
I think the center ref was very much so, because he
Well,
did not. I mean, he was coaxed into making a lot of calls.
yeah, well, that and how many times was he caught in the middle of a play? You know?
Yeah, right. Yeah, and usually disrupting RSL's play
Yeah.
forward. Yeah,
Yep.
it was. I mean, you can't fault that too much, because that happens. But man, it just seemed like it was consistent.
Well, that and been to a lot of games, and I mean, I've seen a ref, get in the way of a pass or in the way of a player maybe once or twice, but this was twice in a game, and I'm just like, I don't know, the guy just, I don't know. I wasn't impressed with him. I didn't like anything that he did with this game, but that's where that's at.
So, what about some of the match decisions from the sideline? Do you think the substitutions were on?
I don't know. I don't think Salons needed to come out. I'm sure he was tired, but I just the last few times Olan Tuji's come on, and we've talked about it before, but he hasn't impressed me the last couple times.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs a full game and be able to.
Yeah. Do you sacrifice a whole game though? A
Right,
full game.
and we talked about that too. Yeah, you can't really take Salons out because he's playing so well, but.
I mean, the thing of it is, the game changed when Olatunji came out, or came onto the field. Uh, but it was, I hate to say it, Kevin, it was kind of negative,
Yeah.
because we went from having a decent attack to zero, unless
Well,
it was down the sideline.
yeah, and I think even though Salons is a rookie, I think Miami was. I mean, they had to be. They had to watch him. They knew what he was able to do, and he actually impressed me a lot last night because that Falcone was on him all game long, playing him
Mm.
very physical, playing him cheaply, and just not getting anything called for him. And the kid just kept going. He didn't sit there and argue with the refs. He didn't do any of that stuff, and
Yeah.
a lot of kids would. And he really impressed me with his style that he had playing in that game.
Yeah. So here's a question that just popped into my mind. Solon's so classy of how he reacted to the punishment and the beating he took from Falcone. So how do you take that, the way Solon acted there? And I'm not saying that Diego Luna wasn't a class act, but how are the way they reacted different? Because Luna took a beating also, and he got tackled
Yeah.
twice, physically tackled, American football style, tackled down to the ground,
Yep.
and he got up fighting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes.
Kevin, I'm not saying
Yeah.
that I don't want him to do that, because as a player, that's how I was too. It's like, you're not going to freaking do that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, obviously they're two different people, right? And Luna's a lot more feistier, I believe. He's been in the league a little, couple years longer, and I think I think just the emotion of the game and the way that he was being treated and his teammates were getting treated, and he, you know, he's not the captain, but I think the players look to him as another captain,
For
and
sure.
I think he was just standing up for the team, and
Absolutely.
yeah, I don't know. I
Absolutely.
wish there was
I agree 100% with you, Kevin.
yeah.
Absolutely. He was being a leader. He was being a captain on that team. And
Yeah.
he is. Everybody knows he's a captain
No,
on that.
yeah. Mhm.
You can't take any away from Cabral, but Luna is a captain. He's a leader on that team. As is Kalisk, as is Justin Glad.
Yeah.
And he was standing up for his team. He wasn't just doing that for himself. He was doing that for Salons, getting his butt kicked all over the freaking field by Falcone. He was doing that for Glad, who got taken down by freaking idiot 19,
Mhm.
along with Yedlin. Yeah, I just think I don't think it was any different. I think you can only walk away from a certain amount of punishment before you have to stand up for yourself and say, "Hey, ref, you got to start looking at."
Yep.
It's pretty frustrating.
Yeah.
Let's move on to talk about a little bit more of the Messi effect. Do you think it was? I mean, I think the only effect Messi had on the game, his play hadn't had an effect on the game, but it wasn't as big as I thought it would because of the way our 2-6s played, Spearings and Kalskan. I think the difference makers, Suarez was just, I mean, your buddy Rick, he said that, yeah, I could do that. That's a training goal.
Yeah.
The volley that hit. I mean, it was a world class hit in gameplay for sure,
Sure.
100%. I'm not going to take away anything from Suarez. And DePaul was his shot. I thought was better than Suarez's shot.
Oh, 100%.
It was, and it was another world class goal.
Yep.
And there's nothing you can do about those.
Yep.
Nothing you can do about those.
Well, it's like you were saying. I mean, in that whole play with DePaul, we just kind of lost track of where everyone was, and
Mm.
you give a world class player that much space, and they're gonna put it away.
Yeah, you can't give them that much time. And the thing of it is, you can't. The defense was defending the best they've ever defended
Yeah.
this season, I feel. And they were blocking shots. They were disrupting Miami's attack. They were doing everything they needed to do, and it was just 120 stupid seconds of just a little bit disorganized,
Yeah.
and that's all it was.
Well, and talking about how world class that shot was from DePaul, I don't know if you've seen the replay of the goal. Rafa had a hand on it.
Yeah.
You know, I just I don't know. I just watched this one guy kind of recapping the whole game, and he's like, "Oh, you got to have a strong hand," and I'm like, he's stretched all the way out, and it's fingertips that are getting it.
Yeah.
Like, and it was that was a hard hit shot too. It wasn't no like little precise getting into the 90. He slammed that ball in there.
Oh, it was still going up when it crossed the line.
Yeah.
It hit the top of the net.
Yeah. So
It was so well hit. I mean, that wasn't a hard hit. That was a freaking rocket.
yeah, nothing the goalie could have done. It was just well placed. It was well hit, and you know, nothing to take away from his goal. Now Suarez, yes, it was a world class strike still, but just lucky to be in that spot when he was, because it was just a bounce and it was right there to him. So
Well, I mean, that's old veteran with experience, knowing
yeah,
knowing the game, knowing the game.
yep,
Here's some other little things that I think Messi had an effect on. Maybe not so much the goal that RSL scored 6 minutes and 46 seconds into the disallowed goal for the offside that the shoelace was across the imaginary line that
Yeah.
who knows how the world the AR could see that.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I don't like the way the offside.
Well, yeah, like we talked about that for how many times all these ARs let the play go because they're not sure, and then they'll raise it. For her to have gone right up, it's just I don't know. It's
Yeah, I
pretty
think I.
crazy.
Let's ask this question, Kevin. VAR has it helped the game flourish or has it hurt the game?
I mean, I can't speak for around the rest of the league, but as far as RSL, it's hurt it because I don't feel that either they look at it long enough or they even look at it at all for us. I might be being biased, but that's just the way I see it. But yeah, I mean, even around the league, I don't know if it's really. I I don't think they get the calls all the time right, and I don't think that's if we're gonna have instant replay, we should be able to get it right.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the go back one game. Luna's foul compared to uh San Diego's striker. Who was it? Anyway, pretty much the same foul.
Yeah.
San Diego gets PK, RSL does not. I don't get it.
Well, and then it's just like in last night's game when Luna got tackled and he was trying to get up, the guy that tackles him pushes him back
Pushes
down,
him
and
again,
so
yeah.
and then he gets into his face, and Luna is showing the yellow first. I just don't understand the whole thing. I don't
Well,
understand it.
was the defender showed the yellow too? I didn't realize
They
he
both
was.
yeah, they both got shown the yellow, but I
Okay.
mean, but still, why is Luna being shown it first when he wasn't the one that tackled anyone?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he was taken down by his neck.
Yeah.
How do you not
It
see that?
how does VAR not see it and
Yeah.
come back with a red card? If that was us last year, because Luna had done something similar, and they gave him a yellow for the foul, and they came back and they red carded him for a violent conduct. There's none of that happens for us or probably to Miami at all.
No. Well, Messi is making the league a lot of money with this Apple TV contract. So
Yeah.
that's, I think, I don't know. I mean, call me biased, and I probably am because I'm wearing the claret and cobalt and I don't really care. But yeah, if you want to call it bias, I'm biased as I'll get out because that has huge effect on this.
Yep.
It has since he set foot on American soil.
Yep.
And that is just the facts. Soft fouls around star players. I mean, Messi only has to freaking. I mean, there's a couple times where it was undeniable that if you call the foul, you'd be the joke of the century, because there was a couple excellent world class tackles on Messi, and he went down and he put his hands up. But 90% of the times he went down and he sat up and put his hands up, they called it 5 minutes late.
Yep.
And he came back to that spot.
And not even just him. It was
Yeah.
it seemed like it was all Miami. It was out of control.
Yeah, let's get off of freaking Inter Miami crap and talk more about the old claret and cobalt. Luna's red bandage, Kevin.
Yeah.
What do you know anything about that?
Um
I learned a little bit about it this morning.
Yeah, it sounded like he either had a little food poisoning or was unwell going into that game. And so, yeah, they gave him an IV before the game and at halftime.
You come up with all excuses you want about losing this game, but Luna did not look like the player that was dehydrated at all last.
No.
Luna had one of the best games I've ever seen him play.
Yeah.
I thought.
And he played all 90 minutes for being not feeling good. That's and getting beat up and everything else. He played a really good game.
And he's not the only one, but I wish he'd shoot the ball.
Yeah.
I wish he'd shoot the ball.
Yeah, we need a little more freedom with those feet to just like we don't always have to make that extra pass. If we're in front of it, let's take a chance.
Take our Lucas Engel. Do we know really what happened with that?
I don't. I heard that he picked up a knock, but I don't know exactly what it was and what's going on. But yeah,
These soccer clubs keep everything so look tight.
yeah,
Just I wish we had a little more insight than what we do, but they keep everything buttoned up.
yep,
But again, you gotta praise Sam for stepping in and having a great game.
yeah. He played really well.
And Sanabria, Kobe Henry, I can't wait to get them into the rotation too. So it's what did you feel like the game was slipping away, or did you think it was flipped? And if you think it was flipped, what flipped it?
I would say that it was more slipping than flipped. I really don't feel like there was anything Miami did to really flip that game for these guys. I think if anything, I mean, and I get that Miami and RSL both played last Saturday also, but I think again here comes the experience and playing multiple games like that, and I think we just got a little run down, and I think that's what caused the slip.
I'm gonna disagree. I think
Okay.
it was flipped. I think it was flipped because it wasn't flipped by Miami. It was flipped by Miami because they scored the first goal, and we had a disorganized moment. But we had a disorganized moment because we were playing with 10 men versus 11, and because
Yeah.
the official opted, they went through 2 corner kicks
Hmm.
Miami had before they let Olatunji onto the field.
Yeah, that's true.
And then on the third corner, he got in position to where he goes and defends because he can get up. He's a big body to clear the ball. I think
Yeah.
that was the instant. I think that was the moment of the match that flipped this game. I don't think Miami did it. I think the referees did it. And
Oh yeah.
I am going to stand. I will stand on this until we play the next game, and until I actually forget about this crap that Real Salt Lake got to play through.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
I think it was flipped. I think it was completely flipped, and yeah, I keep going back to these negative things we got to get out.
It's hard though.
Yeah. Do we know more about our Real Salt Lake now, or do we know less?
Um, I don't know if we know more or less. It's hard to really take a whole lot from this game. Well, I guess like I said earlier, I do feel like we played, and I mean I wasn't in the locker room. I don't know what Pablo wanted these guys to do, but if it was to keep Messi at bay, I felt that they did that 100%. He didn't get a goal, which I know the whole crowd was just expecting it. They every time there was a free kick or something else, they had their phones out and they were just
Cameras out! Cameras
yep,
out!
yep. They were no, he's this is the time, and I was so if anything, small victory for at least me that he didn't get it and they didn't get it on their phones. But so yeah, I mean, I think maybe it does show us more about RSL because I do think I mean they played hard and for 80 minutes they played their butts off and they kept up with these players that are well known and that like we said they're internationally you know they're star players and they kept up with them. Oh, one
Yeah,
mistake is all it took and yeah,
yeah. The scoreboard doesn't tell the story. This
no.
this match really should have been a draw. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
RSL scored early, fine. It was taken away. Okay. So was their opportunity to defend as a full team.
yep,
And so, yeah, I think best case scenario, I think it's a draw.
yeah,
And they played Miami straight up. Well, they didn't play them straight up. They played with a disadvantage.
yeah, they did.
And I think we know more about them. I don't know if we do actually or not, because they've already showed us that they don't quit. And they didn't
Right.
quit in this game.
No, they didn't.
They didn't quit in this game. They were focused all the way through. Every single player, even I'm coming down hard on Victor, but even he was focused. He knew what he was supposed to do, and he tried to do his. They worked hard. Every single one of them worked hard when they came out. They still contenders, Kevin, or did they take a step back?
No, they're still contenders. Like we've said, they're a young team. I feel now that they showed a lot in this game, and we're right there still. We didn't fall too far back in the West. We're still right there in the thick of it, and I expect a good turnaround, and I feel that they're gonna just keep going the way they were before Miami.
So is this loss a bump, or is it a warning sign?
I think it's just a little bump. I mean, it could be a little bit of a warning sign for him, but you know, they all seem to be very smart and very sold into this team, and I think that they're gonna bounce right back from this.
I don't, I don't, I don't think it's a bump. I think it is a warning sign, but I don't think it's a warning sign for Real Salt Lake. I
Yeah,
think this is only going to make them hungrier. I think this is only going to make them more focused, and it's a warning sign for the rest of the guys that are got to line up to play this club.
yeah,
I really think this is going to be better for them. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to deal with sometimes with these stupid losses that happen this way, but I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good for RSL to have this this game behind them.
right.
I'm yeah. So I don't know. I almost feel like I'm in the locker room with the boys, and it's like get rah 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 rah. But I think I think we're going to see a different team.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a different team from what we saw in the first four or five matches.
Oh yeah.
I think they're going to be more poised.
Oh, I think it comes down to just like, I mean, even though Messi's not, a member of RSL, and like we were talking earlier, in one of the episodes, just how these type of players, just bring more knowledge to the younger players, and even playing them, I feel does the same thing. So yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
they'll be better off for it.
Yep. Well, Kevin, I think this is about does it for us. We got to get out and get this out from underneath us and put it behind us. RSL fans, listen up. Take off your stupid pink jerseys now. Let's get serious about the rest of the season, because this losses like this don't define who we are or define our season. Because you just don't learn anything from cruising through a season, winning every game.
Yep.
You learn from getting punched in the face, getting knocked down, standing back up, and getting back into the fight. Not the result we wanted, guys, but it's certainly the lesson that we needed at this time. Fortress fell for one night. Just because the fortress falls doesn't mean it's down. So, and certainly our identity didn't, because I really think, as much as these Miami players are creeps, as much as they are that, I think there's a little bit of respect that they have for RSL. I kind of felt like when they were all out on the field after the match. Yeah, the fortress fell for just one night, fans, and we got to remember that. Let's get behind the boys again. The identity didn't fall. The season certainly didn't. And we've got the LA Galaxy coming fast this Saturday. I think it's like a 2:30 kickoff, Kevin.
I think so.
I think it's an earlier one.
Because it's on
Pablo's.
Sunday. Yeah, it's 5:00.
Oh, it's on Sunday.
Yep.
It's at 5:00.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Pablo's going to make the adjustments. The boys on the pitch are going to make the adjustments. and we've got one more team that we're gonna go and gotta play in the next 9 days. Well, actually 3 days. So we've played 3 games in 9 games. So season's far from over, folks. And these kind of losses just sharpen. I feel they just sharpen our ability to play in the next one. So feel free to comment on our podcast, on our social medias, and stay loud, stay loyal, stay with us at Into the Riot.
Vamos Real.